Another find that we were so excited you were able to start bringing to us were some really exotic, unique stones like the Tanzanite. And very rarely do we have Tanzanite in, you'll see maybe a little pendant, a Tanzanite ring, Tanzanite earrings, but boy, oh boy. Now, Jay, if you were sitting right next to me right now, what would I ask you? Do you have your scale? Would I not, Jay King?
Actually, I have my scale here. It's really, really good quality. Unfortunately, I don't have that necklace. Yeah. Can you hand that to me?
I will, my friend. What we do with that is that Jay can, actually weigh it in many cases and give us an estimate of what the actual carat weight of these Tanzanites would be, or whatever the gemstone may be.
Anybody else who has a scale, here's how you can do this, okay? If you got, now it depends on your scale and the quality of your scale, but if you've got a scale at home that'll weigh grams, right? If you put the necklace, in this case, on the scale and you weigh it, let's say this weighs 100 grams. Okay, let's just say that, okay, for the math. I'm not saying it, I don't know what it weighs, but that would be 500 carats. Yeah. So there's 5 carats per gram. So you take whatever the gram weight is, multiply by 5, and that'll give you your carat weight.
Good rule of thumb. So tell us when this all happened, because Tanzanite is not something, especially in these beautiful fancy designs that you have. You have round beads, you have these beautiful cylinder little beads. I mean, just a beautiful piece that is emulating one of the most popular #1 requested gemstones here at HSN and worldwide for that matter, because it's known for that beautiful blue purple color that is unlike any other gemstone.
Tanzanite only comes from Tanzania, okay? And here's the problem with it. They're running out of the material. It was literally a miracle to make this contact. I do feel I've been blessed many times over in that aspect of my life and my business. This material, even this grade, is almost virtually impossible to get. If you go, I think the fun thing is I meet so many people and they've been someplace and they think, well, if I go there, I'm going to be able to get this really cheap, right? Well, most of the Tanzanite sold in South Africa is where they actually market it. Go in there and see what they get. See if you could even find a necklace this big like this. Even if you found a Tanzanite necklace in this quality or even thing, you're looking at thousands, literally thousands of dollars, not hundreds, thousands. Yeah. This material, here again, we were able to, when you look at the area where this is mined in Tanzania, it's probably less than, I would say it's less than 100 acres where they actually find this. Now, there's not just one Tanzanite mine. It's just like gold mining. Everybody has staked out their area and they can work down from that. So what's happened is that a lot of the bigger mines have gone down as far as they can go, and they're really running out. They still get Tanzanite. They're marketing it as the platinum Tanzanite, silver Tanzanite, because it doesn't have the color. We haven't done anything to this, okay? This is the natural color.
It's amazing. I would have thought for sure that has some treatment.
But this is something else. I just want to give everybody a heads up. Okay, in my warehouse, I do have a little of this rough left. They are bugging me to do a TS, and I keep telling them how, like I might be able to do a ring. But they'll eventually, just like now you're seeing beaded necklaces and stuff, we just don't. I don't really have a lot of it, the rough material left. And I'm not going to say that he might surprise me and I might get more, but as of me today, I don't have any real prospects. I get it maybe 50 kilos here, 100 kilos there, but it's not like they're able to call me up and say, hey, we just mined 2 tons. Wow. So, do you know how much it takes? Just think about this. Just to cut that necklace, looks beautiful on Ange, by the way.
It does.
To cut that necklace took at least 3 pounds of rough material do that. 3 pounds. And this isn't compressed together. This is cutting from the Tanzanite crystals.
Well, and how in the world, you have to wrap your mind around that we could do this originally at $199, and then today, very limited, but $159.98, and that is, we will never repeat that price, and when it's gone, it's 100% gone. So we'll keep you updated on that special opportunity buy. And yes, all natural, genuine Tanzanite. And you heard Jay, we've been hearing and following what's happening with the mines in Tanzania.